Right.
I confess, I was hoping our meeting with Mayor Wald would go a little differently. But then, you have gained an entire keep. I don't think I've seen anyone inherit land that quickly since Kyne the Younger read her father's will. It will give you a base from which to go searching at least. And then, there are secrets beneath the keep yet. With you at the helm, it should be easier to explore the endless paths.
Hmm.
Hello. Okay. I love computers. So, I said, hello, how are you doing? And I've been saying a bunch of other shit. I had my microphone unplugged, but I plugged it in before I started. But apparently, I had to select my microphone again in the properties, even though it was already selected. So, now we are just continue on. Yeah. I just hope my microphone makes it through the stream because it's been acting up.
Wait.
Uh, a a a Pugro. Classic enemy, the Pugros.
That's it. Let's go. That's it.
Am I still fighting the Pugro? Looks like it. Weapon ineffective, idiot. Just too weak. Too weak to hit damage him. What the shit? Where are you going? What is he even taking damage from? Infestation of maggots. I don't even know if I can get rid of that. I don't think I have any like spells or whatever. Let's just put him in withdraw. It's a good spell. My main character is a rogue with a two-handed sword. It's basically Conan the Barbarian, except he's not a barbarian. The first time I played this, I don't remember what I was. I think I was just like a fighter or something.
Following your lead.
But I wanted to make my character something that might, like, I don't know what the second game is about, or really, all I know is that it's called Deadfire, so I assume it's taking place in the Deadfire archipelago, but don't really know anything about that.
Leave it to me.
But I just wanted to make a character that might feel like it fits in with that and like bows and shit.
Yeah.
If like, I assume at least you can import characters, but that's just an assumption of mine.
That's it.
But the rogue is really broken. Cause you sneak attack like always. It does insane amounts of damage. I like that you can pick like talents that are like almost like multi-classing. So you can take class-defining traits from other classes, which I have on my. Yeah, they were wonderful. Yeah, Swedish Tide Pod pizza is the best. Will I be able? Before I die? I'll be able to do that before he dies. I did, but it still died. How did you miss that? As always, magic missile is the best spell. And they know that too, because when you pick talents, if you pick the mage kind of multi-class talent, it's just like you get an innate magic missile because it's broken. X. No, thank you. Out of campfires, which is... Oh, hello. There's some camp. Nice. Now I'm not worried anymore. And these... I'm just ignoring this woman or whatever. They have the yellow name. Kickstarter backer character. And those are completely pointless. I like Kickstarter in like the idea of it, but I hate that they always have to implement like a bunch of backer bullshit because it's never good. Always trash. Like they have these big stupid rooms like backer content. I actually kind of thought it was alright in Bloodstained.
How may I help?
Where you had those portrait enemies, which would have randomized, or I'm not sure if they are randomized, but they would either way they'd be backer portraits, I think. Because that felt like seamless. You didn't really realize right away, like, oh, this is just some bullshit Kickstarter content.
Let's fine. I'll let Margaret's father.
Should stop dying so hard. Well, it's it's preferable that they're yellow because they don't have dialogues or anything. It's just bullshit.
Yes? This isn't working.
It's like, oh, now you can see into their past, and it's some really stupid like backstory or like an event that has nothing to do with the game. It's so meaningless. If they were like normal NPCs that actually like had writing or anything, then sure, but this is just terrible.
And what does the flame reveal?
Sprained wrist, oh. Minus 15 deflection, no wonder he's dying so hard.
Nice and quiet.
Hush, Itumak. We'll just wait a little longer.
Oh, you meet those here. I didn't realize it was so early. Alright. Time to read. A dwarven woman, dressed in skins and hides, leans against the road marker. Her face is turned down, her eyes darkened by a thick stripe of face paint. She is sharpening a bone arrowhead with a scrimshaw-handled knife. Her attention, however, is focused on a bare figurine between her feet. A large, white-furred fox standing at her heels looks up at your approach.
Easy, Itumak. It's not him.
Waiting
Short
for?
version? I'm looking for a very, very old friend. I'm not sure what skin he's wearing now, but I'll know him when I see him.
Standing around here is probably not the most productive thing you can do. Perhaps not, but running around all over the dirtwood hasn't done much good so far. The fox next to her yawns. Friend is supposed to meet you here?
That's what I heard. Of course, the man who told me so was carrying a staff he claimed was made from dragon bone, but I know Whitewood when I see it. That should have been my first clue, but I had to try something.
Try something? What exactly are you talking about?
The long version. Here we go. I'm from an island to the far south called Nasitok. I came here looking for a village elder, a man we knew as Persok. I'm a hunter back home, so tracking someone wouldn't normally be a problem. But Persok's trail is cold, to say the least.
Honestly, her storyline is a little bit reaching, I guess. I don't know how to describe it, but why can't you find him? There can't be that many of your people in the Dirtwood. He died when I was still a young girl. Forgot to mention that part, did I? I'm looking for his latest reincarnation, which could be anyone. How long have you been looking for Persok? Her painted brows lower and her compact muscular frame sags for just an instant. 5 years. You've been searching 5 years for a stranger you barely remember. Who could be anyone now?
That about sums it up.
Like a waste of time!
Feels like it some days. Especially when I can't get so much as a flicker out of that thing.
That's that yet figure into it? She dusts the figurine on her trousers and raises it in her small flat palm. It's carved in the shape of a bear, smooth and round. The polished adra is worn to a dull mat along its arched back. Ovoid haunches. A soft glow emanates from within.
Cute, isn't it? It belonged to Persok. Before he returned to the wheel, he left a splinter of his soul in it. Something to help us find him later.
As she holds it out to you, you feel wisps of sensation. Not quite memories, but traces of someone.
When I left Nasitok, it was completely dark inside. But as I've gotten closer to Persok, it's glowed steadily brighter. Since I've reached the Deerwood, however, it's gotten hard to read. Some days it flickers and goes dark. Others it shines nice and bright, for a few hours. But most of the time it looks just like this.
Do now.
I can tell you what I won't do again. Rely on miracle peddlers. It was some so-called watcher who sent me to this crossroads in the middle of nowhere in the first place. I was on my way out of the Balmarsh when I heard talk of a traveling mystic who could supposedly see souls. I knew it was a long shot, but what did I have to lose? I went to see this fellow and gave him the Audra figurine. He made a big show of moaning and rolling his eyes, and after I'd given him 5 golden dukes to lift the shroud, he told me to seek the crossroads in the field between the wolf's lair and the twining trees.
Go on.
He thought he was being vague, but I know the area well enough to recognize that he meant this place, right between Defiance Bay and Twin Elms. I had a bad taste in my mouth, but my coin was spent and I'd already left an arrow in his knapsack as a friendly warning. Told him I'd come back and leave him with another if it turned out he was giving me the runaround. I've been here a week now. Guess he had the last laugh after all.
What if I'm Persoc? Not to disappoint you, but there's no chance. This thing would glow like a torch. She wiggles the figurine. You'll go after that false watcher. Spots at the air. I was mostly trying to scare him. I wouldn't really kill a man over a few gold pieces. I don't have much use for coin anyway. Besides, knowing his type, he's cleared out of town by now and spent whatever he's made. Didn't wanna ask for the figurine. May I see the figurine?
Why?
Because I knew she was gonna be like that. Why not?
Fine. But if you try to run, just remember that my arrows are faster.
She hands you the figurine, her chapped knuckles grazing your hand. Ooh. She watches you examine it, wary but curious. You raise the otter bear, turning it in the light. As your eyes catch a tiny glinting scratch, the scenery around you melts away. You're standing on a cliff overlooking the water, seeing through eyes that aren't your own. You capture the musk of beasts amidst the fresh scent of vegetation, and your heart beats a little faster. You'll have to watch your step up here. You look down just long enough to see the sharp, pale cliffs drop into the water hundreds of feet below you. Just sniff the breeze. Breathing deeply, you smell salt in the air. Wherever you're standing, wherever Persoc is standing, must be near the ocean, not a lake. See a vision of cliffs high over the water. Does that sound familiar? The question is greeted with shrugs and silence. Turn the figurine. I've got it. He's standing on a cliff.
What are you talking about? What just happened?
A real watcher. Blinks at you a few times, calculating. If you'd seen the way he stares at dead things, you'd know he's serious.
You realize I've got no coin to give you, even if I did believe you.
On one hand, I kind of want to leave her just because it makes no sense to bring her along, but but sure, come with me. I've got business in the area, and we can look for Persoc on the way.
And if this is your idea of a joke, you may be stuck with me for a while. Lead the way.
Yoki. Enough. Or well, let's do. Jones is in the middle. Not that it matters that much, because whenever you walk, they like ruin the entire formation.
Steady does it.
Oh yeah, these graves are just shit too. And if you look at them, it's like, here lies a boob plate. Uber. Kickstarter content. First lurker.
Wait.
does this do? Bubbled and damaged over time, and the other one does just
That's it.
more damage.
Dead on!
See, no. Sure.
How may I help? Mm-hmm.
The aggressive auto attack mode is a bit too aggressive. I don't really like. It feels like it cancels like movements, commands, and stuff sometimes.
Wait,
And that's a bit much, but
sail me.
better than nothing. And here the problem with the class behavior is that even if you put it on this, so she's supposed to use wounding shot and marked prey, it takes like half of the combat before they actually use the skills. Makes no sense.
Dead on!
Random dead guy. I don't really think there's more on this map. We're just supposed to find her here.
Wait,
Oh, you
sail
got
me. Sail
messed up.
Let's go. Hey.
Let's burn this away. Following your lead.
Huh?
Sleep. Oh no, she wants to talk. Pagani draws up beside you, her fox following at her heels, and takes a seat next to you.
Even if you are putting one over on me, it's nice to have a hunting party again.
Finding Persog must be important for you to travel so long.
5 years for me. Must be 30-something for Ichimok.
Hearing his name, the fox looks up. That must be
It's
exhausting.
been a long hunt. A long time away from my family. Before, I'd crossed the tundra of Nasitok following caribou herds. I didn't want to leave Kalu and our children, but I was eager to visit lands my people rarely do. But 5 years without finding him. It's like 2 hours of necking. I'm ready to be done with it.
Why do you have to find Persog?
Soul recovery is an old village tradition. We call it the Tarnek Elitsak. Once in a generation, we seek the soul of a much respected and long dead village elder. We tell him what's changed in the village, how people remember him. The only other Tarnek Elitsak during my lifetime happened when I was a girl, not long after Persok died. We feasted on blubber and fermented milk for a week, and we honored the chosen huntress as a hero.
Blubber. Delicious. Fermented milk.
Then she
I
left,
mean,
and we
can be
returned to
good.
our duties. We still sang her name to the skies during festival season, but we otherwise didn't speak of her.
Filmjölk. I see.
It's not being forgotten by my village that troubles me, but sometimes I wonder how my husband and children remember me, if they think of me often.
That must be difficult.
Still, there's no point in dwelling on it. More often, I find myself wondering whether Persoc will remember us. You claim to see souls. What do you think? Do you remember your past lives?
Not clearly. I figured. Most people don't anyway. I suppose that's why I'm supposed to remind Persic of what he left behind in our village. What would you tell him about your village?
Masuk is probably much the same as it was 100 years ago. We live between tundra and frozen forests, and the land takes as much as it gives. But our hardships bring us together. And the elders truly unite us. They keep the stories of past generations, and they guide us from season to season, through good years and lean.
Itumak brushes against her hip and she scratches his head. Recently, there have been a lot of good years. My aunts say we've had fewer clashes with neighboring villages, thanks to the hunting territories that Persok helped establish. In bad years, we rely on trade with the merchants that pass our shores. We exchange walrus tusks and seal pelts for grains that last us the hard winter. Persok brokered a lot of these agreements too. She holds up the bear figurine. He got this from one of the Almawa ships that used to trade with us. Sounds like Persok did a lot for your people.
That's what I'm supposed to remind him.
Sounds like you're on a hunt of your own though. You feeling the thrill of the chase, or ready for this one to be over? Early to tell. Fair enough. She rises and stretches, looking around. Might as well keep moving while we've got some daylight. Let's go. I want to level up. I want to pick a talent. Probably nothing on down here, but oh. We go to the left, we get to the big city. We should do that. Hello, commoner. Hello, commoner. Great, thanks. What was I even coming here for?
Defiance Bay, the city at the heart of the Deerwoods Revolution, now seems on the brink of another. Refugees line the streets, homeless and hungry, displaced by Whiteone's legacy, hoping for relief within the city walls, and finding none. Dissidents congregate to protest and to heckle, calling for an end to animancy and the ouster of their duke. The city's militiamen cast fearful looks as they patrol the streets. their hands trembling at the hilts of their weapons. The capital of a country that had not long ago incinerated a god now appears to be a spark away from sharing the deity's fate.
Yet.
It used to be a lot less of a mess.
The pub. Of course, we go to the pub first. Hi, bartender. Do you have any quests? I remember when we started role playing when we were kids. And that was what we would do. We just find like a pub for some reason and be like, "Yo, you have a quest or something?" I don't even know why we did that. Like that wasn't really something you actually do in video games either. I don't know where that meme came from.
Welcome.
Um, don't really want to buy a yellow lab. Sweet. I am buying a yellow lab. Be a trained character. Didn't even know that was a thing. Nice to know though. This is one of those things that I just think is a good thing to. Because on one hand, I do share that feeling of, oh, but having this means that my choices like matter less or whatever, character permanency is cool or whatever. But at the same time, like if you're retraining, it means that you're not like happy with your character, so might as well let people do it. A woman sits by herself, spinning something on the table in front of her, and watching it with furious intensity. It's about the size of a coin, and it wobbles over a crack in the wood with a metallic rattle. She snatches it up with one hand and slams a half-empty cup down on the table with the other. This is not a good time. Okay, bye. What am I doing here? Go to the Temple of Woodaka. Oh, okay. Alright, alright. That's what we're doing. Oh, it was just an actor. I thought someone was gonna kill me. Your time has come. Your life is at an end. Yeah, it's working. Okay, good. But this is where we're.
This would be the temple Merwald spoke of, or what remains of it.
Praise to the exiled queen. May her crown be restored and her justice prevail. Come to pay your respects to the queen that was.
Right. Ghost hovers in the middle of the ruin, reciting blessings and prayers. Even as the spirit's form shifts and swirls, it retains the face of an elderly man and robes that mark wealth and status. It turns to you. I was told I'd find the Temple of Woodica here.
And so you did. These savage colonists may have burned it down, but worship of the Oathbinder is alive and well. These stairs lead to the main sanctum.
What stairs?
These stairs, of course. The sanctum was always below ground, adjacent to the catacombs, so it wasn't destroyed by the fires.
Tell me where I'd find an entrance to these catacombs.
There are various entrances throughout Defiance Bay, but I dare say the easiest to reach is in Copper Lane. I haven't been to that part of town in ages, but as I recall, it's somewhere near the southern gate.
It's truly a pity to see what the locals have done with Woodica's house of worship. Who are you? Lord
Ardwellen Rugfold III, and pleased to make your acquaintance. I came to the Deerwood on one of the first ships from Adia, and unlike the yokels and hut
Gamer
dwellers
Church.
here, I still keep to the old ways.
No, you're a ghost, right?
I beg your pardon? Is this some sort of joke where you come from?
I'm serious, just look at your stuff.
A madhouse. That's what this town really needs.
What are you doing? What? No. What are you doing?
Worshipping Woodica, the exiled queen and Oathbinder. I come every day to offer my devotion. I'd love nothing more than to book passage back to Adia, but it is my Emperor's wish that I serve in these barbaric lands. And so I do.
I'd like to know more about Woodica.
A queen among the gods. She oversees laws and oaths. Everything has a rightful place, and Woodica watches over them all. Of course, not everyone accepts this. Even among the other gods, her authority is questioned. But Woodica is also goddess of memory and vengeance, and she remembers. She'll remember every slight and trespass when she reclaims her throne.
Alright, see ya. Lagani draws up next to you. You alright? Looked almost like you'd lost your footing for a minute. It happens from time to time. I'm fine. She watches you quietly. You really are a watcher, aren't you? Once in a great many generations, one of my people is born with the ability to speak to souls. Usually such individuals become elders, or a lone set of tracks in the snow. She cocks her head. I would have thought my journey would be easier if I could see what you see. Looking at you, I'm not so sure. You're rather nosy, aren't you? She bows her head. There are few secrets in Masuk, but I understand that some value their privacy more than we do. Forgive my curiosity. Oh, don't worry about him. He just likes doing that from time to time. Seems to cheer him up, so I just let him. Once you've seen it a few times, the shock wears off. Do they all have to chime in? Every time he goes a little strange in the face, I try and see if I can hear anything. Kana grins. It hasn't worked so far. See if you can get him to tell you what the spirit said.
Huh? I shall be discreet.
Secret plants or anything here? Blood moss. Plus, it's just. No, he's still here chilling. I know there's like a paladin chick here or something, but I don't remember what you had to do to get her. Don't know if I want to either. Yeah, I think so too. But I'm kind of playing the game so that I do
Zagani,
what.
does your fox bite?
Yes,
Can I pet him anyway?
it's your hand.
I'm gonna pet him.
But I kind of do what my character is supposed to do instead of like what I know you can do. Otherwise, I'm just never gonna stop doing side quests. I guess nothing strict, but just to keep us on track. As you approach the dead man, you can feel the faint traces of his soul lingering, a stunned uncertainty holding it in place. When you near, without warning, the soul hurries towards you, as though you were a solitary light in the dank gloom of this place come to usher it away. Its essence invades your consciousness. You're in a different body now, walking deeper into the catacombs, cloaked in a dark robe with a mask pulled over your face. You're following a familiar path along the canal, heading to a room built around a statue of a figure wearing a robe much like yours. Others await, clothed in hoods and shadows. Ahead is another figure dressed like you, traveling in the same direction. You don't know his name, and that's how it's supposed to be. Out of the darkness, something monstrous grabs the other figure. You turn to flee, but find yourself face to face with a troll. The panic pounding through your brain is interrupted by razor-edged teeth and claws. Why are sewers always full of a bunch of bullshit? Why is a troll living in the pool water? You snap yourself out of the dead man's memory. The corpse lies on the damp and grimy ground. His hood and mask are missing, and his clothes are shredded.
I shall be quiet as
Lesser
quiet
Black
as a calm
Ooze.
sea, which is not.
Ouch! Jesus Christ! Eh.
What?
Here you're like, oh, what's this? Some kind of thing? Oh no, it's just Kickstarter bullshit.
I'll see what I can find.
Never gonna stop complaining about that. Peridot. This is something that I don't think I used the first time I played it. This enchant thing. But yeah. That blood moss? Topaz cave coral. But it does also cost 20,000. Yeah. But it's for the most part you don't really need to use this because you do find stuff. So eh. Can you for science? Oh! I think it was already fine because it said 1 out of 1 quality. So does that mean you can replace them? I can't replace this. No, I don't get it. Whatever. Oh yeah. Labrador.
Yeah.
My Labrador. Oh shit. The Okay, is there a button for that? Serious? There's no button for that? Where do they come from? I was I was complaining about that like 2 streams ago. In the first town, in the middle of town, there's some stairs down to an old temple, and because nobody's been living there, suddenly there's like huge monsters and shit and everything down there. Like, where do they come from? Do they just spawn out of thin air, or do they sneak down there in the middle of the night?
I shall.
Well, it wasn't exactly a suicide tree. They didn't hang themselves. They got hanged.
Mm-hmm.
Light, flame, and sound. We'll keep to ourselves.
Hello? Hello?
Oh,
Wait.
Do I have anything worthwhile using? Yeah. They got hanged for like random reasons. Here, let's use this thing.
But I'm
They got hanged. Like there's there's this curse that makes babies be born without souls. So I think basically everyone in the tree either had a baby that didn't have a soul, or was some kind of soul sorcerer or whatever that failed to cure the soullessness and got hanged. Or people who spoke up against the hangings got hanged. And oh, them away. Anything else we can do?
That's not very
Shoot magic missile.
lava.
Oh, the troll is regenerating, I think.
Lava room beyond.
Summon some skeletons. Weapon ineffective aloe. Okay. Jesus, that's a lot of auto pulse. Standing. Ooh. Wait, is no. Don't die. Thank you for not dying.
Yeah. Lava room beyond.
Oh,
Think someone level up. It's a dank spore. Ooh, level up. I didn't get anything fun, I think. Stealth. Rogue abilities. I think we'll go with escape. That way, if he gets flanked, he can just like teleport out of there. Because the second he does get flanked, he is dead. So that sounds good.
Hello?
Oh, hello.
Hello?
Why does he say that?
Worth a look.
Is that when I stealth like this? Lose track of me or something? I don't get it. Oh, more level ups.
Wait. Let's go.
More spells. Honestly, the thing that bothers me most with priests is that they have a bunch of spells. Because I never remember what any of them do. And now I have like 30 spells that I need to remember. Crit chance. I think basically you end up using this one because it does damage. Like usually this, for example, is just a buff. So instead I can just use the damage skill that heals everyone as well.
Hey,
Athletics. Did I give him weapon focus already?
hey.
No, only the style. But I can just make him with. I guess. Yeah.
Huh?
Of iron skin.
Yeah.
Nice and quiet.
I'm really bad at using those kind of potions. Just too much micromanagement.
I'll get it open. I'll get it open. Finished.
Wait.
Oh. Oh. God damn it.
Ready, Watcher.
I shall.
Dead on!
Let's go.
Um, Brighton sounds good. That song
Following
looked
your
like.
lead.
That? Yes.
Huh?
Nice and quiet.
Let's go.
Wait. Following your lead.
How is your weapon ineffective against everything? Like, it's like a really broken one-handed sword. Doesn't work against shit.
Yeah.
I shall be quiet as a calm sea, which is not very quiet.
Oh, there's another level up. Hmm. This is basically a dispel. I think that might be a good idea. Yeah, I think so too. And Fireball, of course, but I think I'm gonna give him like mainly corrode type damage, because I think you can talent him to get like bonus damage from certain damage types. Try this noxious burst. There he is. This small Orlon man appears to have pulled together some crates and scraps of cloth to make a rather sorry-looking little camp. The thick fur on his limbs is matted and his clothing smeared with blackening grime. He looks startled as you enter, his eyes widening in alarm. Yep. He's literally sitting in a bunch of boxes in the sewer.
Good day, stranger.
After a moment, however, he smiles weakly. Hello there! Wasn't expecting any visitors down in these parts. He glances around the dim room. Got any schmack? What are you doing down here? Jorn grimaces. I've been a little down on my luck lately. Didn't have anywhere to stay, so I thought I'd come down here. Nobody pokes around in the catacombs much, but not until you anyway. Really? Because the catacombs seem more like a place to go when you want to disappear. Oh, to be fair, this is not the sewers. This is the catacombs. So it's not fair to call it the sewers, even though it definitely is the sewers. Yeah, how did he get past the trolls and oozes? It's always like that, isn't it? Like when I'm playing Final Fantasy 14, and there's like some random fucking miners or something, and they're working like 3 inches away from aggressive monsters that the level like 78 warrior of light has to kill, has trouble killing. Aaron looks around the dingy chamber and nods slowly, expression pained. Yeah, I guess that's plain enough to see. Aaron sighs heavily. Very well, it's true. I've been hiding from the knights down here, but it isn't what you think. He ducks his head. It was an accident. It's been hard for me here in Defiance Bay. I suppose I thought if I got involved in city business, but if I made the right friends, it would get easier in time. And it did, really. I made a name for myself, a place. People actually listen to me when I talk. Well, they used to. People can get very passionate about these things. We were discussing, I think it was shipping agreements, of all things to fight over. But this one night, this man, he got very angry. I think maybe he had a little too much at the inn. Aaron pauses, and I guess he didn't like an Orlin talking back at him. I struck him. How? You're like 3 feet tall. Punched him in the dick. I struck him. He came towards me and I hit him, and he went over like a tree. Ow, my shin! Ugh. He just died. I guess he struck his head on the way down. Aaron lowers his gaze and shrugs helplessly. Turns out he was a knight. The Crucible Knights won't care how it happened. They just want me gone. They won't let me live long enough to see the rope. Please. He looks at you with a pleading expression. I just want to get out of this city. The second I can get money for passage, I won't trouble anyone again, I swear it. I'll live quietly. But you can't, please, you can't tell them I'm here. Don't really give a shit. Your secret's safe with me, Aaron. Aaron lets out a breath, obviously relieved. Thank you, he says with feeling. Truly, I won't be here much longer, if I can help it. Just have to get the coin together. Anything else I can do for you? Stronger than the bard. What can you tell me about these catacombs? I haven't explored too much of it, to be honest. Got lucky finding this little corner of it. But let me think. Well, the canal there. That's Grogan's canal. Grogan was the dwarf that planned the whole thing. It runs up through to Andra's gift, spills out into the sea there. Otherwise, it's just a lot of bones. There's the warrens, for people that couldn't afford better. But it's all flooded now. The fancier folks, they have their own resting places. Down here, drier places. The ducks of the dukes, I guess. The ducks of the Deerwood are down there, actually, if you want to pay your respects. Aaron, we need to talk about your past. Why? I don't know, let's do it, I guess. Yes, I've told you what happened. I only beg you not to tell anyone. Okay, well, it's just that. See ya.
And what does the flame reveal?
I'm not reading that.
Hey. Right.
We weren't even looking for that guy. I'm just trying to find a way into the church. Gamer church.
Margaren's fire casts light in dark places.
I'm not even sure there are. Like, what more characters are there? There's the paladin. I think maybe there's one more character. I don't even remember.
And what does the flame reveal?
Ah!
Doesn't feel right.
Getting the White Marchers? Oh, Jesus Christ. But don't you do that, like, after the main story?
Oh,
So, at least. Not post-game.
wait.
Let's go. That's it.
But can it be post-game? I don't remember if they like allowed you to
Let's
play
go.
post-game.
Dead off!
I'm a, hmm. I'm a bit skeptical whether I want to do the White Marches or not, because
Yeah.
it feels like a filler episode.
Sure.
So I don't know. We'll see. In front of you looms the ghostly, hollow image of the man who was present at your awakening. He casts a pale, sickly light in the dank corridor as he regards you.
You are from Kratom, my boy.
His words are an echo in your mind from a time long past, and you know your response before you speak it, as if it has always been. Recently?
A remarkable city. Truly one of the most impressive we have encountered outside of our own. Many exceptional people who have joined our cause come from Kratom. What made you decide to join our order?
I'm honestly not sure. I'm gonna pick that one.
As long as you are assured in your faith, the rest is not so important. Are you ready to take the oath? To spread the word of the gods to the lost and heathen?
I am. Level up. I'm gonna go with this one. Slower attack speed, but more accuracy and more damage. The way damage reduction works, it just feels like a straight up win. I think
Ready, Watcher.
the negative part about it is you won't be able to interrupt like spells and stuff as much. But
Found something.
God damn it!
Alarming, but I'm slowly dying of poison.
And what does the flame
The
reveal?
second I stop sneaking,
Finished.
Daghelm. Unity to stuck. Hmm? Eh. Give it to the archer chick. Avmak! Someone just smashed the keyboard there. The mercenary eyes you warily as you approach, his weapon ready. What are you doing here? You don't look like one of that masked lot. How would I know to be here if I didn't belong? He thinks carefully, then nods. Well, all right then. Go on in and report to the acolyte, and she'll give you your assignment. They should just be about finished with their meeting in the big chamber. Farewell. Now we just loot the place first of all. Alf falters and brings a hand to his forehead. He takes a staggering step forward, coughing and sputtering.
Back, ye clod! Those hooded fiends are nigh to be trusted.
Elf, pull yourself together. He grimaces and catches his breath. It's nothing, I'm fine. He coughs again. This probably isn't the best place to linger anyhow. You hear murmurs and chants on the other side of the door. A ritual of some sort is already underway. Attack! Open the door and stride into the chamber, motioning for the rest of your party to accompany you. Several shrouded figures are lined up across from a hooded woman. The figure at the head of the line approaches her, and the woman places her outstretched hand on the stranger's forehead. They stand in silent communion as you look on. A few moments later, the stranger steps aside and resumes his place in the circle around the statue. All eyes in the room fall on you, and you hear quick, angry mutters being exchanged. Brothers, sisters, an intruder walks among us. Deal with him. Whoopsie. Holy shit, this formation. This is what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Oh, what? Oh, there's something there. God damn it. Cast on. Ah. Are my characters there? Alright, where is that guy? He's there. So let's shoot the big laser that way. Oh.
Stuck over here.
Get on!
Varu, be on seat!
Damn it!
Can't get a good shot.
Go and save Aloth. Oh, you can't? Okay. Actually... Drink it! No, okay, never mind. Oh, she can't damage that guy? Okay. Very cool. Oh!
Hey.
Oh shit.
Can't get a good shot.
I'm gonna die.
Like that.
Still can't. That guy's back to full health. Weapon ineffective, it here! Jesus Christ! I do hit him for a little bit of damage, but yikes. Break off, go health. on, he's just a priest or something. Just kill him. No, don't! Oh my god, just kill him! No, he's healing himself! Kill him! Kill him! Nope. Alright, let's see who wins. I am not betting on it, dear. Ouch! Yeah. Okay. Try again, I guess. No, I saved after this. Need to kill that big guy. There's someone who actually can damage him. Also, maybe that priest.
Back you.
Wanted to save. Suppose we might have some potions at least we can equip. Chain. Actually, does he have more level 1 spells? Yes. Because Fan of Flames is fucking ass. It's in damage. Oh, that's a cone too. Kind of sucks.
What?
Whatever. Positions! Why is there 3 dudes on Durance? Like, 4 dudes. Jesus Christ.
Hey.
Like 1 millisecond, then everyone's dead. Teleport away yet? No. Hmm. Oh, he died. He's dead. Turns is gone for another 13 seconds. Here, I don't even know what.
Ah, thank
And now Durance is back, I think. Shooty thing. Take damage. Oh! 8 damage. Try that again, I guess. It worked! Although, not sure how much it helps. Drink the potion! Ooh. Oh, she's still alive.
I'm here.
How man?
Ready.
Oh, he died. Ooh.
Levaru beyond the sea.
Holy shit. I won. Crumpled at your feet lies the body of a woman. She wears a dark robe that bears an insignia resembling a key. As you approach the woman's body, Jesus, feelings of rage assault you. The dead woman's voice howls in your ears, and her lingering consciousness rends at yours. Her essence tingles through your body, your bones and membranes. It fills the spaces between your ears and behind your eyes, clawing deeper into your core. See a gathering of men and women wearing robes like hers, their faces hidden behind masks. One by one they approach her, whom they know as an acolyte, and she places her hand on each of their foreheads, searching their thoughts. She tests them with ritualistic questions, and they answer that their oath is sealed by the leaden key. She asks them of their tasks. She gives them new ones, all without a word. Try to see the tasks. Her essence flares, fighting to boil your blood, burn your memory, and splinter your bones from within. Yet between its strikes, you see flashes of something else: a tower, a prisoner, and a ruin. Funnel all of your concentrations into a single effort of will, a sharp point that pins the raging soul in place like an insect in a display case. With the thing under control, you're able to examine it and the three thoughts swirling inside. Examine the thought about the tower. You see a palimpsest. Okay, time to Google palimpsest. Palimpsest. A manuscript or piece of writing material on which later writing has been superimposed on effaced earlier writing. Something reused or altered but still bearing visible traces of its earlier form. See a palimpsest of a neighborhood. Okay, so it's like a newly built neighborhood, but you can still see the old neighborhood. Weird fucking. Why would you even use this word? Run-down estates are cobbled around a cemetery and an ancient tower. Savage shapes prowl the streets, and in the tower a man hunches over a strange mechanism. You can't see him clearly, but there's something unnatural about him. Somewhere nearby you see a woman with a scar over her heart. You understand that she has something he needs. Also see a door in the base of the tower, a seemingly impenetrable slab of stone and copper. But then the acolyte reveals the invisible split between the perfectly matched halves. And you understand how the copper veins convert a command into action. You know how to. About the prisoner. In your mind, you see a building, magnificent with trellises and tiles. Okay, what's a trellis? Trellises. A trellis, trellage is an architectural structure, usually made from an open framework or lattice or interwoven or intersecting pieces of wood. Okay, so it's basically like an archway. Standing around in there. I mainly play tanks. I almost always tank when I play MMOs, but um, I played through Shadowbringers as Gunbreaker, but right now I'm leveling Black Mage. I'm just trying to go through the like this time when I'm playing it, I'm paying attention to the story and I'm reading the quests and stuff, just to like try to approach it in a different way, so I don't just end up at endgame and not wanting to do endgame because I hate raiding. So I'm just doing. I'm starting with Black Mage so I can do these. Instead of class quests in Shadowbringers, there are those role quests, so that's kind of where I'm aiming. And then I'm gonna level Conjurer or White Mage, and then I might level Dark Knight after that, if I haven't stopped playing already. How about you? How's Scholar now? I saw they removed Shadowflare. That made me sad. That was like what I liked about it, because Shadowflare was super OP. You could just throw it, and it would do insane amounts of damage, and then you could just heal a little bit. Gunbreaker, on the other hand, was really boring. Oh, I see. Well, I don't know how it is now. Exactly. But the level 50 Arcanist skill was like. It was like a big bubble of damage that you just placed on things. And like in low level dungeons, you pull at least 2 packs, usually 3 or 4 if it's one of those level 50 or 60 dungeons. So you would just follow the tank, and then you placed it, and then you would just get loads of damage. Yeah, Gunbreaker is really, it's way too straightforward. Like there's nothing to it. All you do is do your like ABC combo, and then the second your damage buff is up, you just use all of your cooldowns, and that's pretty much it. And then like you have you have this resource which is your ammo, and the only thing you really have to pay attention to is that your the combo that costs ammo, it has a 30-second cooldown, while your damage buff has a 60-second cooldown. So you can use it twice, or you can use it one additional time before your damage buff is back up. That is the only thing that you have to keep track of. So yeah, not super cool. Um, I haven't really tried them that much, not on high level. Uh, Caleb described Warrior and Dark Knight as Unga Bunga. So I assume there's not much thought in that rotation either. But I don't know about Paladin. It does look like it might have some interesting little things, but I'm not sure. Anyway, let's get through these dialogues. In your mind, you see a building, magnificent with trellises and tiles, and located on a pristine boulevard. I actually don't know what a boulevard is either. The wealthy and learned stroll in and out, trading knowledge and coin. Yet it also houses misery and madness. Somewhere within its rotten core sits a man, his hair matted but his eyes alert. He watches and waits, a prisoner by choice. Look into the ruins. The Acolyte's vision takes you out of Defiance Bay into a town in the wilderness with a watermill. A signpost on one of the paths reads Durford. Several figures huddled together, shrouded in cloaks and hoods. An image of ruins suddenly looms in your mind. Two skeletal effigies flank a cleft in a mountainside. Alright. And save. Now we're safe. Fine greatsword. Yes, give me.
Right. I'll see what I can find.
But I do like Black Mage so far, at least. Although it was very hard to tell how a class is in Final Fantasy XIV before you reach max level, because the rotations and everything just goes up and down and left and right, how everything works when you get new abilities. A total mess. But basically, if I had to think at least a little bit how the rotation, or like how to optimize the rotation, then that's fine with me. But like Gunbreaker, it's just like there's no thought needed. It is a cool class though, so if they ever
A moment, please. I feel I should explain myself.
patch it, maybe in the next expansion, because that's usually how long it takes for them to do big changes. Then it might be cool, but right now it's
About my episode in the catacombs. There's something I should have told you earlier.
that's an understatement. He clasps his hands together, slowly massaging a knuckle with his thumb. I meant no harm. I thought I could keep it to myself. That when when we resolve the matter of your soul, we would also address my problem.
I also have an awakened soul. But unlike yours, mine is a presence that shares my senses and my skin, making herself manifest at the most unwelcome times.
Closes his eyes and grits his teeth. His lips quiver and twitch with the vestiges of some internal debate. Several seconds later, he opens his eyes again. They're watery and bloodshot.
I'm sorry. I've tried to learn to control Isilmir. I've gotten stronger, but so has she.
Tell me about Isilmir.
Artless, uncouth, a creature of rash impulses and feeble faculties. She wags her impertinent tongue when she should listen. Aye, this one's fit to boil. Hard to get this gaff over anything tisn't to do with books and spell speak.
Possessed by the girl from Brave. Grimaces, running his hands through his hair. I have none of her memories. Bereth spared me that much. But her coarse manners and intolerable hill speak suggest a provincial from a very, very long time ago. She tends to surface a hair's breadth from conflict when the fuses burn down and teeth are on edge. And when she shows up, she doesn't stop to gauge a situation. She just acts. Sounds like you could take a few cues from her. Cues or vulgarisms. He rolls his eyes and crosses his arms over his chest. I've had to live with that hayseed for years. There's nothing to be learned from her. Nothing civilized, anyway. He frowns, looking away. Say anything sooner.
I learned to keep her a secret a very long time ago. Those with awakened souls are shunned, mistrusted. And after your experience with Meerwald, I'm certain you can see why. You need to be careful.
This is going to be a problem.
Merely an annoyance. Although,
He lowers his voice and clasps his hands behind his back. Minute twitches and spasms along his arms betray his fidgeting.
Defiance Bay is said to have an entire institution dedicated to the study and cure of soul-related ailments. Since our journeys have already brought us to the city, perhaps we could speak with someone there.
If it's helpful to you, we'll go.
Thank you. This has been a great burden.
Get moving. Yeah. In the past, I would have said just skip all the cutscenes in Final Fantasy XIV and just. But honestly, there's not that much to do except like unless you want to raid hardcore or something. So might as well just pay attention to the main story at least. It's not like the writing is not super great, but it usually at least has cool conclusions with like cool end battles and stuff. So yeah, everything before Titan is yeah. There's not really that much that happened. It's like the Ifrit fight. But Oh yeah, yeah. I actually I have skipped like almost everything. I have tried bits here and there to pay attention. Like in Heavensward, me and a friend were trying to like we were playing at the same time, even though you can't really party or anything in the story quests. But um, we were still doing like the same quests at the same time, and we were telling each other like, "Oh, we have to watch the cutscenes." But it just ended up with one of us skipping and just like moving ahead while the other one was stuck in the cutscene. Because I don't know, we couldn't get into it. I think I might be able to now. I just have a bit of a different outlook on. But they're adding New Game Plus, I think, in 5.1, which is the next patch.
Welcome.
Um, and I think I'm gonna replay the story then and read it from start to finish. But it's a lot of a lot of quests. Yeah, I'm a Phoenix. I'm I'm not sure I'm comfortable with transferring my character at least, but you could still add me on friends list because you can do dungeons and stuff cross server. It's just the whole having to PM people for dungeons and shit, which is I don't know, feels weird. Do I know you somewhere else as well? On Twitter or something? Oh yeah, I had a feeling it was you. Yeah, I've been on Phoenix since the beginning. I started playing at the when A Realm Reborn came out
Gods keep you.
in the beta.
Yeah.
And Phoenix is one of the biggest servers, I think. And even even then, it's weird. Like before I went back to Final Fantasy 14, I was playing Tree of Savior, which is like the smallest MMO you can find. It has like no player base. I think across EU, North America, all of it's called Oceania or whatever, the plus South America is like 1,700 players or something peak. and there it was easier to find active guilds than it is in Final Fantasy 14. You don't like these type of games? Should I buy this? Probably not. I guess.
Huh?
Or are we talking about Final Fantasy 14? But no, if you don't like games like Pillar of Eternity, then don't buy Pillars of Eternity. It's not that great either.
Mm-hmm.
It is decent, but it's not like, whoa, holy shit, this is amazing. But what was I saying? Yeah, it's much easier to find active guilds in random bullshit MMO with no player base than it is in Final Fantasy 14. Like I've been walking around in some of the end game towns and just right clicking people and inspecting their companies to see how many players are online, and most are like 4 people online at most. And I did find one now that has a decent amount of people playing it, but it's still like not particularly active. Which is a shame because I do want an active guild. Yeah, that's usually how it goes. No, you just have
Yeah.
your party, which is 6 characters.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you do need patience for this game because there's a lot of talking. A well-maintained statue of a middle-aged man presides over the room, looking down unblinking over the bustle of harried academics pestered by the hopeful desperate. A strong warmth emanates from it that you could sense from across the room. There is a human soul stored beneath the stonework. You feel its attention turned towards you. And sometimes since a watcher grace these halls. It's the fucking door. Oh yeah, I have no idea what that was about. I don't really watch movies either. 20-minute chunks. Well, then you're not playing the right game if you're playing Final Fantasy 14. But I'm amazed you got it so far, or you got so far in. Yeah, people were ringing on my door, but there was no one was like waiting for me to open. They were just like running around in the there. I don't know, and I'm just gonna save it. Yeah, I think we'll stop. I'm getting too tired. I had like half a Guinness beer just 2 hours ago. It like took the wind out of me. But let me know what your username is in Final Fantasy. I'll log in after I stop streaming, then I can add you. Yeah, let's stop there. Oh, you don't even have your own name. You just use the randomized thing or something. All right. Well, mine is. But I think I have to be logged. Both have to be logged in to be able to add. So, but I will stop the stream now, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for dropping by. Promise I will not steal your cool OC. What the fuck? I thought you were gonna be a Lalafell with a name like that. Yeah, Catboy has the coolest like just idle pose, and they actually like they look decent. Like the anatomy looks pretty good. I play a normal human male, and they just look super weird. They like there's something wrong around the face and like the torso that just makes them look fucking stupid. But yeah. Yeah, I'll see you around. I'm on Twitter at least, so. Bye bye.